Stop and think with me. Is this the life you really want? Crawling after women who don't even value you? Begging for attention while they chase after guys who don't even make 1% of the effort you do? This has to end right now. Comment down, below right now. I deserve more and crumbs won't sustain me. Because just thinking like that is already the starting point of your turnaround. I'm here to help you, and I make you a promise. If you stay until the end of this video, your mindset will never be the same. You'll walk away from this stronger, more aware, and ready to flip the game. All I ask in return is your like and your subscription now, because what I'm about to show you, no one has ever taught you. Done that? Then let's get to your transformation. The reason why most men struggle in their relationships with women isn't because they're not attractive enough, rich enough, or tall enough. It's because they're too emotionally reactive. They let every little signal, message, or look control their mood. They become puppets in the hands of someone else's behavior. And when you live this way, constantly chasing, constantly reacting, you become predictable, weak, and unattractive. The first thing you must do to escape this cycle is develop the ability to pause. Stoicism teaches that between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is your power. When she ignores your text, you pause. When she cancels plans, you pause. When she flirts with someone else in front of you, you pause. That moment of pause is where your power begins. You are not the sum of your reactions. You are the master of your response. Most men never stop to realize that their emotional reactions are costing them everything. They overinvest emotionally before anything is solid. They start imagining futures with someone they barely know. They get anxious when a text isn't returned within an hour. They analyze every emoji like it's a love letter. This behavior is not love. It's desperation dressed as affection, and women can smell it from a mile away. They're biologically wired to test your frame. They want to know if you're the rock or the leaf. The leaf gets blown by the wind. The rock doesn't move. If you want to be respected and desired, you need to become the rock. That means no more chasing, no more begging for attention, no more losing sleep over someone who hasn't earned your energy. You have to protect your peace, like it's your most sacred possession, because it is. Let's go deeper. Why does being overly emotional destroy your value? Because it signals to the world and to women that you lack internal control. In Stoic psychology, this is known as being enslaved by externals. Your inner state should never depend on what someone else does or doesn't do. If she texts, you're happy. If she ghosts, you're broken. That's not emotional strength, that's emotional dependence, and dependence is repulsive. Now, I'm not telling you to become a robot. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about not being ruled by them. You feel the emotion, you acknowledge it, but you don't let it drive the car. You observe it from the driver's seat. That's the shift. You go from being pulled by your feelings to choosing your actions despite them. That's what makes you powerful. Here's what you do instead. Build a life so full that you don't have time to obsess over anyone. Fill your schedule with workouts, with reading, with building your business, with spending time with people who truly matter. When you're occupied with your own growth, their games won't even register, and suddenly you become mysterious, unavailable, magnetic. Because nothing is more attractive than a man on a mission, a man who doesn't flinch, a man who keeps moving forward regardless of who stays or leaves. That's the man women respect. That's the man they chase. Not because he manipulates, but because he radiates certainty. And certainty is what every feminine energy craves. It starts with your habits. How do you respond to challenges? When life throws you off, do you crumble, or do you breathe and adapt? The way you handle adversity in everyday life will translate into how you handle women. If you let every inconvenience break your spirit, you'll never be able to stand firm when tested. Start small. Practice calmness when someone cuts you off in traffic. Practice presence when a friend lets you down. Practice silence when your ego wants to explode. This daily discipline builds your emotional armor, and soon, you become unshakable. She cancels? You don't flinch. She plays games? You observe. She pulls away? You continue with your life. No reaction becomes your reaction. And ironically, that's when she comes back. But by then, you might not even care. This isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming selective. Not every woman deserves access to your energy. Attention is currency. Stop spending it on what doesn't grow you. When you treat yourself as high value, the world mirrors that. When you act like the prize, others start to believe it. But it all starts internally. You don't need her approval. You don't need her validation. You don't even need her interest. What you need is to respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that disrupts your peace. That's Stoic masculinity. That's your edge. And if she can't meet you at that level, let her go. Because the man you're becoming doesn't settle. He attracts, he decides, he leads. You want to be irresistible? Then become unpredictable. Predictability is boring. If she knows exactly what you'll say, when you'll call, how you'll react, there's no tension, no curiosity, no depth. Stoicism helps you develop that mystery. Not by faking anything, but by creating a world so rich that she's only a small part of it. You don't disappear to play games. You disappear because you're living. You're creating. You're building. And when you return, you bring value. Insight, power, that's what captivates. That's what makes her feel lucky to even be around you. Be rare. Be disciplined. Be silent when it's tempting to react. That's how you command respect without speaking a word. Let's be real. The emotionally needy man never wins. He gets strung along, friend-zoned, ghosted, left on red. Why? Because he placed her on a pedestal. He forgot his mission. He turned his back on his own greatness. Don't be that guy. Be the man who stays composed no matter what. The man who can look rejection in the face and smile. The man who doesn't chase because he's too focused on becoming. That's the switch, and once you flip it, everything changes. Not just with women, but with life. Opportunities open up. People respect you more. And most importantly, you start respecting yourself. You stop settling, you start demanding more, and you get it. Because the world bows to a man who knows his worth. Now that you understand the truth, there's no turning back. You've seen what happens when you let emotions control you. You become a slave to circumstances, to women, to validation. But when you take full responsibility for your mind, your time, and your energy, everything around you begins to shift. You stop living like a victim and start leading like a man. Remember, the world doesn't give respect to men who beg for it. The world respects the man who commands it, silently, consistently, and through action. That's the essence of Stoic power. You don't need to scream it. You embody it. For the next 7 days, commit to this. Don't react emotionally. Don't overthink her messages. Don't chase validation. Focus entirely on your goals, your body, your mission. Practice the pause. Train your mind to slow down before reacting. Let the noise pass through you. Watch how much stronger you feel every single day. Watch how people begin to respond to your energy. Watch how women start noticing your absence more than they ever noticed your presence. This is your path now. You don't just want her attention. You want control over your life, over your emotions, over your future. And that starts here. It starts with this mindset. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to beg for love. You are the prize. And when you finally believe that, they'll believe it too. If this message hit you hard, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from men who are done being emotional puppets and are ready to take back their power. Your journey just began, and from now on, you're not chasing anything. You're becoming the man worth chasing.